Agent Lang, I believe an investigation of the dressing room in question is in order. This is so long. It's possible that we may find new evidence there. Yeah, if Mr. Edgeworth pokes around in there, I'm sure he'll find some new facts, pal. Oh, and if we use Little Thief, we may even learn something from a recreation. We don't need to do any of that. What? Wolfie, how could you? I was about to give you a like on your fursona, and you betray me like this. I'm not saying this to be mean. It's just that we've already searched there. My men really are something else. And they found nothing? There's only one thing I can say to you, sis, and it's that they found nothing. That's it. I guess you're right. If they had found something, they would have reported it to us. They couldn't find anything because there was nothing to find. If there's no info to feed into Little Thief, then I can't do much to help either. Is this the end? The murder took place in this theater, which is not protected under extraterritorial rights. And the fact that it was Mr. Alba himself who committed the murder. If I can't prove both statements to be true, Mr. Alba walks away a free man. Is there no other course of action left to use? It would appear that your hand of God has turned out to be a bust. Now if you would excuse me, because of a few people, I missed my flight. Now I must make haste to arrange a new one. Hey, this takes place in like 2018, you can do that on the phone. Who is it this time? No, not her. Hold it right there, you whippersnappers. Yuck! First Larry, and now you? What is that scary mobster-like scowl on your face, Edgy Poo? Don't treat me like I'm some sort of nuisance. Yeah, I've been meaning to say this, but all of you keep talking about things I don't get at all. You're all leaving this lady in the sad, depressing, lonely dust that I'm about to cry in. Why did you have to speak up right at this instant? But you know what, Edgy Poo? Cheer up! Because I'm about to give you the most wonderful thing. The most wonderful thing? From you? It's super special, that I couldn't give it away to just anyone, you know. Ah, my special present of love to my sweet Edgy Poo. Are you ready? It's this. It's... Thank you. It's a box of those samurai dogs, right? Yeah, so Edgy Poo, here, go on and eat one and you'll feel as right as rain. Please don't. Please go away forever. Are we through here? Why did everyone get so quiet all of a sudden? Edgy Poo. Tell me you understand the depths of this lady's love for you. And I'll never let you go, Edgy Poo. I'm not one to hand out snacks willy-nilly, you know, no sir. Got my bucket of sugar-free candy, you're free to have some. Here's my butterscotches and those peppermints. But don't go into my cookie tin. That's my sewing supplies. Mr. Edgeworth, can't you do anything about her? There is no power on earth that can force that woman into silence. Oh my goodness, she's got a sword. But I'm so sick and tired of it. I'm about to stab a person. All you people do is look down on me. I'm gonna become an old yandere now. Even the box of samurai dogs played me for a fool. It had a special design on its fan, like the Japanese flag. So I thought it was special. That's blood. That's definitely blood. That's like 110% blood. But when I ate one, it tasted just like the rest. Oh, it made me so mad. Wait, a special box with a Hinamaru-like fan on it. Never heard of such a piece of merchandise existing before. However, there it is. The red rising sun on the fan is filled in. Is it possible? Could it be... After the show, the samurai dogs were piled up on the dressing room floor. However, there is no such thing as a red rising sun dog. This contradiction of facts between something that should not exist and yet does. The rays from this rising sun may be just what we needed to point us in the right direction. A present? Studio bigwigs basically told us to play delivery boys. We were supposed to hand the dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. Yeah, I had to pile them all up into the pushcart just to move them all. I believe you understand what this means, correct? I'm trapped in the black and white world. Oh. You killed Mr. Kochen at this theater, and then pushed his body inside the pushcart. And then, you forced the Steel Samurai to unwittingly move the body for you. It's time to piece the final pieces of this logic puzzle together. No matter how fragile or small the connections may be. Once we've found them all, the way to the truth will be revealed. Oh no. Okay. Sitting in there. So I want to say it's this. I think I have to first connect these because they both deal with the pushcart. The killer used the pushcart to transport the body, which means that they had to remove the samurai dogs from within first. Therefore, the samurai dogs that were piled up on the dressing room floor most likely taken out of the pushcart by the killer. And now we'll use this to connect that it's blood that's filled it in. And then we'll find out that it's Manny's blood. That which should not exist, this box of samurai dogs with a Hinamaru on it. If this red rising sun was filled in when the killer was busy removing dogs from the pushcart, then it's proof that the murder took place in the dressing room. As long as this red substance turns out to be what I believe it is, it's blood. Blood time. Wendy, old bag. No, don't compliment her. Don't give her a bow. She doesn't deserve it. I thank you. No. Okay, Edgeworth thanks you, but I, the player, do not. What you have given to me is truly something very special. Jeepoo. Mr. Edgeworth, are you sure you're feeling okay, sir? Mr. Alba, as I suspected, you killed Mr. Kochen in the dressing room. How many times must I listen to you repeat yourself? Haven't you figured it out yet? Your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. The only way I'm going to continue to cooperate is with some definitive evidence. That arrogance, that self-confidence. You believe that you've erased every piece of evidence that could incriminate you. However, there remains one piece here, and it is what will put you away for good. Ah, you're bluffing. Ho ho! Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Sounds like you finally found them. You finally found the fangs we need to go after this guy's jugular. So tell us, what about that box of samurai dogs? You're gonna put the old man away. The trace evidence that will bring him down? Why, it's here, of course. Or maybe it's going to be his blood. Give me that blood. This box of samurai dogs with a rising sun fan on it. This should never have existed. So I want you all to take a good look at this red spot. It's a single drop of blood. Huh? What? Blood, you say? Agent Lang, I'd like this blood analyzed post-haste. I've gotta admit, I'm a bit surprised. I can't believe we found blood in a place like this. Hey you, get this down to the lab, pronto. But why was there blood on that box to begin with? If we think about the flow of the crime, I think the reason will become obvious. Larry, you said that you transported the samurai dogs with the pushcart, correct? Oh, yeah. You have a great memory, Edgy. Yeah, that pushcart was a bit too big for my son, you know what I mean? Oh, to make sure everyone could see him, yeah, I had to pile some stuff in. I figured the samurai dogs were there, so I used them to fill up the cart. If what Larry says is true, then what were the boxes doing on the floor? I see. The killer took them out in order to place the bodies in the pushcart. Heck yeah. Exactly. And that is what I believe the victim's blood found its way onto that box. But when my men investigated the room, not a single box of samurai dogs was in there. Because the embassy staff members had already confiscated them. Yes, no doubt to hide the evidence of the murder. Murder. Kay. Oh, okay. Wow, I said just Kay's name like it's part of her statement. It's a good thing Miss Oldbag managed to steal that one box before they got to them, huh? Looks like Miss Oldbag also managed to put this great thief to shame. Oh, what a scandalous way of putting that. Yeah, I didn't steal. Yeah, I received it from myself. Okay, Kirkus Alba, I'd say that this was one very fatal oversight on your part. So this is the twist. It's gonna be his blood, and then we're gonna be like, it's from your wound when you were stabbed. Sorry to rain on your little love fest, however. How can he be so self-confident in a no-win situation for him like this? Even if the blood turns out to belong to Mr. Ko-chan, then what? So, Mr. Edgeworth, it sounds like he's not ready to call it quits yet, huh? This is the never-ending case. I am Diavolo. And this case is my golden requiem tunnel of torture. That alone has shed light on a new fact. At the very least, we now have proof that the murder occurred in the dressing room. And you say that like it means something. Huh? Excuse me, sirs. Report. What were the results of the analysis? Sir, the analysis came back and confirmed that the red substance is blood. I knew it. With this, Kirkus Alba. Objection. Mr. Edgeworth, I wonder if you might humor my question. Your question? The one from before. Or have you forgotten? Even if that is Mr. Ko-chan's blood, What difference would it make? Like we already told you, it proves that the crime scene was the dressing room. But it doesn't prove that I am your killer, does it? Yeah, that's... He has a very good point. The blood on that box doesn't prove that Mr. Alba is the killer. Then this evidence, it's meaningless? That can't be. We were so close, sir. Oh my goodness. I want to smack that smug look off his face. Come on, there's gotta be something we can do. This whole... Right now we're just like... dealing with this old man. Finally found some solid piece of evidence. There must be something I can expose with it. Okay, this entire time to Alba. Okay, Boomer. She has that vibe. She has that energy. I can't think of a single thing. This is too long of a laugh. Now if you'll excuse me, I'll be on my way. So many not so fast. Who was that? It's too late. I won't allow anyone to stop me now. It's gonna be the forensics guys, and he's like, it's your blood. Yeah, it wasn't me, pal. And it wasn't me this time either. It wasn't me either. It was me. Why did you're not even a named character. Because I haven't finished reporting everything to you yet, sir. There's more. What? Hurry up and spit it out. Yes, sir. That blood I mentioned? It's not of the same blood type as the victim's blood. What? No! See, Alba's concerned because it's his blood. What? What do you mean it's not the same type? You mean it's not the victim's blood? If it isn't his, then who the hell's is it? I don't know, sir. All I know is that it's not the same blood type as the victim, sir. What should we do now, Mr. Edgeworth? I have no idea what's what anymore. Neither do I. I do. I know. It's Alba's blood. What an amusing turn of events. That blood drop proves something to be true, alright. Namely, my words. And which one of your words would that be? The ones where I said that your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. That blood had nothing to do with the murder investigation whatsoever. Need I remind you that the blood got onto that box long before I entered my embassy? What sort of nonsense? Yeah, it's blood, pal. There's no way it's not related to the murder. So you would like to believe. But what if someone preparing the samurai dogs had a small nosebleed? What then? Then that's a health code violation. Yeah, I guess that's possible. Damn it. Have we been wasting our time on a red herring? On my throat. The blood doesn't belong to anyone connected to the case. That should be clue enough. Now you're throwing us off. Calcus Alba, you bastard. Oh, I had to swear. Silence. Don't you ever address me with such a filthy word again. I mean, he's right. I've wasted enough time here with you, and you have your answers. Now let me through. Alba, it doesn't matter where you run off to. You'll never escape me. Someday, I'll have the satisfaction of sinking my fangs into you. You'll see. And all of Interpol will be behind me, working to see to it that that day comes. Do you know what your words sound like to me? They sound like the whinings of a pathetic loser of a mutt. Is this really the extent of all that we can do? No. Test his blood. Test his blood. Is the blood really from someone completely unrelated to the case? Or is there another possibility? Someone else other than the victim? The killer! Just when I thought I had him backed into a corner, it is I who has been backed into one. This is like a corner, but it's one of those revolving corners that leads into an entirely different room. In a situation like this, what would that man do? Don't even look to him for... No. Oh wait, no, it's Phoenix. Yeah, look to Phoenix. Phoenix will give you the way. What would he who can turn any desperate situation around do? Turn it around. Turn about. That's it. I must turn my way of thinking around. It's not whose blood is this. It's whose blood could get onto the box like this. And if I think about it that way, if the blood got onto the box when the body was being placed into the pushcar, then the owner of said blood must have been in the dressing room at that time. And there was only one person that could be. Well, I must praise you for working so hard. It's because of you kids that I was removed from center stage. And will be forced to live out the rest of my life in the shadows. Unfortunately. I mean, here's the thing though, your smuggling business would tank if you're not in the embassy. But it's not a total loss, as the underworld will allow me more freedom than you'll ever know. Freedom, like what the raven feels as it flies through the dark night sky. You can't lay a finger on me, not now or ever. The arm of the law is powerless before me. Objection! Powerless, is it? I wouldn't be so sure about that if I were you. What do you mean? Allow me to describe you in one word. Pitiful. Ooh, got him. We got him. Pitiful? How so? Kirkus Alba, your wings were clipped long ago. And for someone who is trying to fly away on them without noticing that fact, pitiful is the perfect word to describe you. Ha, mere words. What do you mean by his wings are clipped, Mr. Edgeworth? Just what you think it means, Kay. We already caught him in our trap a while back. With an incredibly powerful, definitive piece of evidence. Hey, hey! Hey, hey! Earth to Mr. Prosecutor. Care to speak in English? No. What are you talking about? What piece of evidence? The piece that I speak of is, of course, the drop of blood. But we know it's not from the victim. I don't see how it remains relevant to the case at all. Miss Von Karma, I believe that is exactly why it's very important to this case. And the part that is the most important is the fact that it is not the victim's blood. See, he knows. He knows we know. You're looking a little pale. Good. Then I believe you are already aware of what I mean. Then you know whose blood it belongs to? Humph. Of course I do. This piece of evidence is the irrefutable proof that will stop the killer in his tracks. Okay. So it belongs to Alba. Is my bet. The blood of the rising sun on this box belongs to you, Kirkus Alba. Grr. What? What? Why is his blood on the box of samurai dogs? He's not even a victim. My voice. And I'm out of water. The blood fell onto the box when Mr. Ko-chan's body was being loaded into the pushcart. At that time, the only two people in the dressing room were the victim and his killer. So that's what you mean. If the blood doesn't belong to the victim, then there is only one other person it could belong to. Yes, and that person is the murderer himself. That's the only logical conclusion. But Mr. Ko-chan was the one who was stabbed, sir. Why would Mr. Alba have been the one who was bleeding? What if during the murder, Mr. Ko-chan had fought back? You mean, if before Mr. Alba could kill him, Mr. Ko-chan managed to wound Mr. Alba? Yes, and I believe we have a piece of evidence that proves that he was bleeding then. See, I called this before. I called that this was actually a wound from Manny. Mr. Alba, you bear on your body a great wound. That was from when Damask attacked me with a pair of scissors. Yeah, and that happened way after he was in the dressing room. But is that really what happened? You can manufacture a weapon by smearing blood on it, though I can't just accept that as a fact. Shall we try a test, Mr. Alba, and see if the shape of your wound matches the scissors? Here, let me stab you with some scissors. You really are something else, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't let a single thing slip you by, no matter how insignificant the possibility. You're one to talk, Mr. Alba. You have managed to give the law the slip for 10 years as the smuggling ring's leader. No matter the danger, you can hide every last ounce of fear and anxiety from everyone. You truly are a one-of-a-kind criminal. Objection. I am the master of my fear. However, to think that a person such as you could miss such a large thing. Uh-oh. You believe I've overlooked something? You said that my wound was caused by Mr. Ko-chan. And that it was caused here in one of the theater's dressing rooms, right? Yes, that is correct. And I'd like to point out that it's simply not possible. My wound is a stab wound, and one that could only have come from a blade. I wonder where you'll propose such a weapon came from. The Yatagarasu key, because Manny would have had it on him probably. Ah, the theater was packed with security guards. It would have been impossible for anyone to come into this area with a weapon of any sort. Just as Mr. Alba was able to bring in the Abyssinian knife in a bouquet, there must have been some other way to sneak in a weapon of some sort. Ah, but as long as you can't prove what that other way is, I can. The key. All your talk about Mr. Ko-chan stabbing me is pure nonsense. So if the other way does exist, you'd better hurry and tell me now. Please allow me. With pleasure. Wait, what? This piece of evidence shows us how Mr. Ko-chan brought a weapon into this theater. Do I have to go? Nope, just knife form. Among law enforcement, this piece is known as the Yatagarazu's key. That key. That's the key that my father stole from here 7 years ago. And it is very unique in that it is both a key and a knife. And also, it's the key to putting you in jail. Meaning that under the guise of a key, it could have been easily brought into the theater. No! You couldn't dispose of the knife that stabbed you. Therefore, you wiped off the blood and placed it back into Mr. Ko-chan's pocket. After all, the key itself opens the safe in his office. And inside that safe, there was a document about Cadopian paper, signed by Mr. Kochen. In order to make it look like Mr. Kochen died as the leader of the smuggling ring, you had to make it so that the police were the ones who opened that office safe. All that hard work to save yourself only served to destroy you in the end. Shall we try matching this knife's blade with your wound, Mr. Carcass Alba? I think we got it. I think we might have beaten the game. And that is what some may call the coup de grace. It's impossible. You can't take me down. Swine, all of you. Especially Manny Kochen. This is all because of that man's betrayal. He sought to steal control of the smuggling ring from me by removing me as ambassador. Which is why he deserved to die while bearing the guilt for all of my crimes for me. That's why I sent out the Yata-Garazu's guard and how this incident was born. Manny was supposed to be the smuggling ring's leader who was killed by the Yata-Garazu. But I had yet another reason, yet another story that was supposed to play out. Manny's death was supposed to bring everything to a close. And I would have gotten away for it too if it weren't for you meddling prosecutors and your stupid Raven too. And your stupid Yata-Garazu too. Or talking Yata-Garazu too. Mr. Alba, I'm afraid there is one more question I forgot to ask. Yes. The reference time. This country or Alabast? Which country's court would you like to face first? Either way, it's game over for you. Edward! Oh my god, he's exploding. Oh my goodness, we killed an old man. He lost his eyes. We stole his eyes. So Gumshoe, pretty crazy how we caused a guy to literally evaporate his eyes. Ooh, this is it. The big day. It's Mr. Alba's trial today. And next week, he's scheduled to stand trial in his own country of Alabast. Franziska is heading that one. I suspect she'll be serving a full course of whiplashes at it. Yeah, having to face Miss Garma in court after facing you, sir. I don't even want to think of what that would be like. I caught a glimpse of Mr. Alba as he was being escorted into the courthouse. And boy, he looked about as glum as I do the day before I get my monthly paycheck. You know, I have been thinking, that flight attendant, yeah, and even Mr. Portsman were all Oh, I was like, the one who helped us, but no, it's Cammy. We're all Mr. Alba's secret agents. Correct. That smuggling ring was the common thread between all the incidents. You know, in case you didn't get it. Cammy Meal was to provide support during smuggling ops, using her job as a flight attendant. And Mr. Portsman was to manipulate trials related to the ring to end in their favor. Ugh. I-Fly Airlines and even the prosecutor's office. No one was safe from the smuggling ring, huh, sir? I suspect that there are even more members of the ring spread throughout the world. Yeah, it sounds like such a big op that I can't even imagine to begin what it's like. I mean, I can only count up to like 5 people, sir. What is it, detective? Yeah, I'm trying to count beyond that. Nothing, it's just, well, come to think of it. Ernest Hermano's trial is also scheduled for later today, sir. I'm aware of that. Mr. Amano has been working with the smuggling ring now for over 10 years. He used the Amano Group's various connections worldwide to assist the ring. But all of that has come to an end in his conglomerate. As his conglomerate is now undergoing harsh scrutiny. I owe Mr. Amano a debt of gratitude, but he must pay his debt to society. Eat the rich. Well, with the arrest of both Mr. Alba and Mr. Amano, yeah, I guess that about wraps up the KG8 incident as well, huh? I suppose so. The real killer in the KG8 incident 10 years ago was Manny Cochin. And 7 years ago, the killer in the second KG8 incident was Mackerel. Those two facts are the unshakable truth. However, it seems that a lot of effort was put into hiding these and other truths from us. And I will expose it all at the trials today. You're solving cases left and right today, aren't you, sir? CCU and Dead Man. Perhaps now, these two brave souls who tried to make the truth known can rest in peace. By the way, I received some gifts from Ambassador Poliano. Shrimp, crab, beef. I don't need any of these, so I'm giving them to you. Thank goodness, Gumshoe can get a good meal now. What? Seriously, sir? Wait, actually, I don't think I want them anymore. The way you're holding them. Don't tell me they're just coupons, sir. Oh. Detective Gumshoe, have you not read the paper recently? Ever since the two countries became Cadopia again, its economy has changed. Oh, really? Yeah, and it seems that Ambassador Poliano has reaped a few benefits of his own from it. He has been announced as the official ambassador of the newly reunified Cadopia. Ah, but what a pity. Even though every item he sent is a treasure, you don't seem all that interested. Well, if you don't want them, I can give them to my lovely assistant Kay. Oh, wait, that's not what I said. So, Mr. Edgeworth, please let me have them, sir. Yeah, actually, come to think of it, where is Kay? I thought that the question marks were her speaking. I don't know who was the question marks then. How come she's not here? Oh yeah, there she is. Okay, I was like, I assumed that was Kay. Oh, Gumshoe, you're a detective when it matters. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say. Be nice. Hey, you gotta be more alert than that. Eek. I can't believe you didn't notice. I was even mimicking Mr. Edgeworth's voice for a bit. Oh, I didn't realize that was what was going on. Yeah, I totally didn't notice you or realize the voice was you. Langzy says, ferocious love blooms with each new spring. What? Agent Lang, a pleasant surprise to see you here. Also, how does that quote fit in at all? It's been a long time since I set foot in a courthouse, but I wasn't gonna miss. Watching the guy who screwed up my country finally get what's coming to him. Well, that and something else. Was that like flirting with me? What was that, Lang? I want to see you in action in court. Is that why you gave that quote? Like, what? I don't get it. Is that so, Agent Lang? We flushed out all of the counterfeit bills, so Shangfa is finally at peace again. And it's all thanks to you. I just want to say, thanks. Wow! I never thought I'd see the day old Woofy says thanks to Mr. Edgeworth. I should be the one thanking you, Agent Lang. If you had negated Mr. Alba's extraterritorial rights, I would not have been able to bring him to trial. I believe the victory belongs to the both of us in this case. Look at all those dots. Shared victory, huh? Look, don't get me wrong. I'll still never forgive you, prosecutors. And I have zero interest in that truth thing you talk about in court. I've always done things my own way, and that's not about to change. You got that? I see. Well, I believe you should follow your own creed when you do your job. Yeah, and if there's ever someone your precious truth can't catch, feel free to sit around and cry about it all you want. But as for me, I'm gonna get that person no matter what. Alright. If it's about time for that trial to start, I will see you later. I'll be watching your performance from the gallery. I'm looking forward to this. Yeah, I prepared a whole ton of ticker tape for today's victory, sir. I'll help throw some around when Mr. Edgeworth wins. Is ticker tape confetti? I've never heard that term before. Hope you've got enough, because I'm gonna go call my men up as well. Modest amount of ticker tape goes a long way. What is ticker tape? What does that mean? The scene shifts to the courtroom, and the final act of this long tale begins. The legend of the great thief Yatagarasu. It's the stories of those who dedicate their lives— oh, it's too fast. Prosecutors are those who seek a guilty verdict for the defendants they meet, and to that end you have no choice but to win by any means necessary. That creed was forced on me since I was very young. However, I no longer think that is all we prosecutors are, and that is because I met that man. Because he met Phoenix, that his worldview changed, and Phoenix saved him from getting accused poorly. I feel as though it's been a lifetime since I set foot in one, and today more than any other I feel the fight rising within me. I mean, technically his last case, I think, would have been the one where he was falsely posing as a defense attorney because if someone needed him to be a defense attorney. I really am Mr. Edgeworth's his debt for the other day. Thanks to him, I'm still free to serve in the friendly blue skies. Oh, so about my suitcases. Yeah, I've been selling them on the internet, and they've become a real sensation. They're like memed. There's no way they're not memed. Thanks to the praise the art world has lavished on my work as being truly postmodern. The airline has chosen me to design their new line of iFly jumbo jets. Just think, someday you'll be able to take a ride in my pink-walled, yellow-seated jet. Yikes. That was a ride. Oof. So, what was everyone's favorite case? Edgeworth. Yeah, the rudeness of that rude man. Oof, because of him, I forgot what voice I did for him, for LeBlanc. Maybe I should just not do voices, because there's no way I remember them. It weighs a bit light in my hands, but the Ambassador Pollyanna was most generous. Francisca! We finally caught Agent Hicks' killer, and I was able to witness Mr. Alba's teary eyes. It feels good to finally bring everything to a case. The fake kidnapping was very fun. I received another offer from Interpol to work on another case in cooperation. However, the Cadopian courts await. The fake kidnapping was fun. Cadopia's air is supposed to be very fresh, so my whip should find new vigor there. I would say either the kidnapping or maybe the airplane fun was fun at the one. I agree. I think the kidnapping was super fun. This little patrol man has been fired as of today, sir. I thought it was safe since we found the gun I had dropped, but I hadn't noticed that I had dropped my police badge too. I guess what really broke the camel's back was that I couldn't find my badge. My little life has suddenly tripped into a dark black hole, sir. I think I'll go to the courthouse and file a complaint with Ruffles Man. I would say, if I had to say it though, maybe the fourth case ranked higher than the kidnapping case for me though. Oh, but this one had Emma in it. Emma's great. I was actually hoping to talk with Mr. Edgeworth a bit more than I did. But I gotta get going and return to Europe. Gotta go get those, Pokemon events that they're doing. Next time I help Mr. Edgeworth on a case, I'm gonna do it as a real forensic scientist. Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna need the help that I can give him scientifically. She's, like, you know she's got all the best games on that Nintendo DS she's got. Because the kidnapping was staged, I was let off easy. I won't be going outside much anytime soon, but that's really okay. The only prison I'm forever trapped in is the cage of love. Ugh. Oh, she fell for another man. When he's on guard duty, he has such a cold look in his eyes, just like that prosecutor. Doki Doki! Ah, stop it, Lauren! When will you ever learn to stop being a prisoner of love? I mean, please don't. Last time you fell in love, you helped your dad get killed. Inadvertently. Like, oops. It appears there are all sorts of dramas that take place outside of the courtroom. Since we judges are here day in and day out, I've only heard a few rumors, but... apparently, Mr. Edgeworth teamed up with a thief and became a detective? Maybe I should team up with a bailiff and try to become a lawyer or something. Oh yeah, do it, Judge. This is the spin-off we didn't know we needed. It's Maggie! Maggie! Are they gonna give me her dialogue yet? That played out a little too long. Whoa, I barely escaped death yet again. Yeah, but boy, were we lucky to have Mr. Edgeworth help us out, huh? Yeah, but because I lost the key, I got fired from my security guard job. Oh, how unlucky. Don't let it get you down, Maggie. You still got me. You're right, sir. I won't be sad. I'm gonna pick myself up and get through this. I wonder what my next job should be. Oh, this is actually kind of fun. So, like, Maggie goes through a million jobs, basically. I know for Blue Pulse you haven't played through the games before, but, like, she's, as you might have gathered, she's very unlucky. Just super duper unlucky. Why not come down to Goodopian for your summer vacation? We have coupons aplenty. Right now our embassy is... yeah, what a mood. Let's investigate a murder, though. Although recreating that particular case has created a few small fires of its own, then we had a few problems with the fire marshals. Okay, yeah, I can understand why. Like, there is some ethical conundrums with, like, portraying a murder and having people watch a show about a murder that apparently took place, like, a few months ago, I would assume. Like, that can't be ethical. I can't believe that Mindy ditched me and went to Japan. See, so many of the problems. Miharu, we're planning to go to Paris soon to start a business. We're gonna sell Blue Ocean dogs. They'll sell like hot hot dogs for sure. A blue hot dog and a blue bun. Yeah, I'll guarantee it'll turn your not really the type to work a lot at all, really, but... oh, so I noticed that I really haven't seen that guy in the blue suit at all recently. I wonder what's up. Well, the next time we meet, I'm gonna make him eat one of my dogs. Is he talking about his friend Phoenix? What was I saying before that? Oh yeah, like, there's no way you can ethically betray two people's murders that happened, like, a few months ago. Like, there's no way you can do that ethically. Today I give testimony in court today, as a member of the Yatagara Zoo. Yo, Mr. Bad. You look well, all things considered. By the way, have you noticed that elements within the ring have begun moving? They're probably fighting over who should succeed, over who should be the next boss. Although, to be honest, I wish I could forget I ever heard of that smuggling ring. Langzy says, thoroughly bite the poisonous snake from head to tail. No one runs afoul of the law and escapes this wolf's fangs. I'll get you all yet. Ah, youth, when did I become so old, I wonder? Yeah, I've begun noticing the gray hairs in my beard more. I'm thinking of retiring my mirror. Thanks. So, I've been thinking it over, and maybe I will do the second game of investigations, because I thought The Quiet Man was going to take me a lot longer than it was. It was the Pink Princess and the Pink Badger, all in the span of 2 days. Talk about busy. But it's alright, because I got a letter from my beloved Edgy Poo. Please take care of your hip, and when you wish to speak, first take off your headpiece. What does he mean by that last statement? Not like I enjoy being under a headpiece. There's some creepy fuzzy animal and pink princess, but a young maid and a stylish hat on my head. Costume or something. It sounds like a terrible idea. Oh yeah, so I thought The Quiet Man was gonna take me forever, and then it didn't. I finished half of it already. So I might end up now playing the second investigations. Whoop. Yeah, I feel so much better now that the trial's over. Yeah, and as always, your legal prowess was top-notch, sir. Yeah, and nothing beat the look on Mr. Alba's face when you revealed the ring's secrets. Yeah, I was amazed. You're like a totally different person when you step into a courtroom. Mr. Edgeworth is always 10 times fiercer in court. Based on the information Mr. Alba offered up, they've begun large-scale operation to clean up the rest of the ring, which I'm happy to leave to Franziska and Agent Lang. So, what are your plans now, Kay? To show up in the sequel? Oh, well, we've taken care of the creep who killed my father, so I'm not sure. Hey, I know. Maybe I'll just keep on being Mr. Edgeworth's assistant. Are you still trying to steal my job, pal? Just kidding, just kidding. I can't steal something so important to you, Gummy. Phew, what a relief. Hey, yes? Even after all that happened, you are still planning to become a great thief? Of course. But I don't want to tarnish the legend of the noble Yatagarazu. So I'm gonna hold off doing anything until I make a tight 3-person team of my own. counts the people in this room. Wait a second. A 3-person team? A 3-person team of young beauties, same age as me, if possible. I mean, if they're the same age as you would have to pull in Emma, probably, and then who else is your age? With those criteria, I highly doubt you'll find the 2 other people you need. My father chose to fight for the truth. I think that's what's so noble about him. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, the only things I will ever steal are the truths that have been hidden away. I'm gonna work extra hard to make a world where the Yatagarazu isn't needed. He's so sweet. Let's both strive for such a future. Well, I guess it's time for me to get going. I see. Honestly, yeah, Kay is wonderful. Kay, keep your chin up and stay strong, okay? Yeah, and don't be a stranger. Don't worry, I'll be back, and I'll be sure to break the lock on the windows and sneak in. If you could, I'd appreciate it if you came in through the building's front door. Yeah, it's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. The lock on my window at home has been broken for forever. Oh, one last thing before I go. Let's take a group picture. Just the 3 of us? I mean, we were already the Yatagarazu. We're a 3-person team of a prosecutor and a prosecutor, a detective, and then someone else. A thief, since Sheena was never really a true defense lawyer. Every big case has to end with one. No. Rude. Hey, why not? Don't tell me you're camera shy, Mr. Edgeworth. Of course not, Detective. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm taking the picture now. Hey, come back here. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't run away from this, sir. Hey, Detective Gumshoe. Stop that. I can't be seen doing that. Okay, I'm totally taking it now. Say cheese. I can't be seen smiling. If people know I have emotions, I'll never be taken seriously. And I saw the demise of a smuggling ring and the birth of a little great thief. But there is little time to rest and relax, for I'm eager to tackle the investigation into a new case. The reason for my eagerness is my want to pursue the truth and my want to believe in the strength of those who use the power of the law for good. As someone who has chosen to live my life as a prosecutor, that is my new creed. Aww, look at their little picture. How sweet. Where they're totally holding him hostage.